All right, so we're always told, right? Speak up, make your voice heard if you want to get ahead. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the real power, the real influence, actually comes from saying less? That's what we're digging into today, this kind of weird idea that the quietest person in the room might just be the most powerful.
Okay, be honest. You've been there, right? You walk out of a meeting and, that feeling hits you right in the gut. Why did I say that? Or, I can't believe I just rambled on like that. That exact moment of cringe, that regret, that's the starting point for our whole conversation today.
And that feeling leads us straight into something I like to call the noise paradox. It's this simple idea. We think that to make an impact, we got to talk more, fill the silence. But what if that's completely backward? What if the more words you use, the less impact you actually have? So let's break this down. You've basically got two types of communicators here. On one side, you have the impulsive speaker. Their whole goal, just to be heard. They want to get their point across, get that quick hit of attention. And that's all they get, temporary attention. But then look at the other side, the reflective speaker. Their goal isn't just to be heard, it's to be understood. And that's a completely different game. That's how you get lasting respect.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Anyone can make noise, be the loudest person in the room and get a few heads to turn for a second. But that's just fleeting. The person who really commands the room, the one who earns genuine, deep respect, is the thoughtful one. The one whose words feel chosen, not just spilled.
But, okay, this isn't just about learning a new communication trick. It actually goes way deeper than that. Because true respect, the kind we're talking about, it's not about how loud you are, it's about your character. So let's unpack what that really means.
I love this quote because it just nails it. Respect is a byproduct of character, not a result of demand. You can't just walk into a room and say, "Hey, everyone, respect me." It doesn't work that way. It's something that grows organically, almost automatically, from who you are and what you stand for.
And you've seen this in action, I'm sure. When a person who is really thoughtful and grounded speaks, their words just land differently, don't they? They have weight. That's because what they're saying isn't just some random thought that popped into their head. It's connected to something solid, to their core. Their words are an extension of who they are.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we become that person? Well, there's a really practical technique for this. It's called mental editing, and it's an incredibly powerful way to make sure that when you do speak, it's always with purpose.
So what exactly is mental editing? Think of it like this. It's the conscious process of running your thoughts through a filter before you say them out loud. It's that little pause where you ask yourself, okay, wait, is what I'm about to say actually accurate? Is it necessary? And is this the most impactful way to say it?
It really breaks down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, listen. And I mean really listen, not just waiting for your turn to jump in, but actually absorbing what the other person is saying. Then, step 2, pause and filter. That's your moment to do the mental edit. And only after that comes step 3, speak with precision. You use the words that made it through the filter.
And just to be super clear about this, the goal isn't just to be quiet. This isn't about being a wallflower. The goal is to be accurate. It's like being an archer. An archer doesn't just fire arrows wildly, right? No, they pull back the bow, they take a breath, they aim, and they wait for that perfect moment to release so the arrow hits the bullseye. Your words are the arrows.
But here's the thing. Mental editing on its own is just a technique. To give your words real, lasting power, that technique needs to be built on top of something solid, a silent foundation. So what is that foundation made of?
Well, this powerful silence we're talking about, it's not empty. It's not just the absence of noise. It's a space that's full. It's filled with your principles, what you believe in, and your boundaries, what you will and won't accept. That's the foundation that gives your words that weight we were talking about.
And what does that look like in the real world? Well, it's being able to state what you need clearly without apologizing for it. It's refusing to get pulled into office gossip. It's having the self-awareness to know when a conversation is going nowhere and just walking away. And it's speaking up for what you believe in, clearly and calmly. These are the actions that give your silence and your words real substance.
So when you put these two things together, the practical technique of mental editing and that solid foundation of principles, you basically unlock a communication superpower. You transform yourself from that impulsive speaker, the one who regrets what they said, into a truly reflective communicator. And the payoff here is huge.
We're talking about a real increase in your influence, not because you're shouting, but because your words finally have that weight. You'll earn deeper, more genuine respect. And honestly, your communication just gets clearer and more effective across the board, at work, at home, everywhere.
So, I want to leave you with a challenge, a final thought. The real test this week isn't thinking about what you should say in the next meeting. No, the real challenge is this. What will you choose not to say? What impulse will you filter? Think about that.